What's up, y'all? Toya here, and I am back with another video for y'all. Before we get into the video, make sure you guys either like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Alright, y'all, so today we're gonna go ahead and talk about some news that came out about, say a week or so ago, and it involves Doordash. They are paying out a huge settlement. So let's go ahead and talk about this article. So the article reads, Doordash to pay $11.3 million in Illinois tip settlement. They did it again, y'all. They did it again. So I'm only going to go ahead and read a few main points in this article. If you do want to read the full article, it's not really that long, but I will go ahead and have a link to this in the description below. So Illinois and Doordash have reached a $11.3 million settlement that would, pending court approval, resolve a suit alleging Doordash failed to pay full tips to as many as 79,000 workers in the state between 2017 and 2019. Illinois alleged that Doordash gave consumers reason to believe that 100% of tips would go to delivery workers. At the time, however, Doordash counted those tips toward guaranteed pay for workers, and tips that exceeded that guaranteed pay amount were retained by the company according to the suit. They also say that the settlement does not constitute an admission of liability or wrongdoing by Doordash, and eligible workers who file a claim as part of the settlement will receive a payment of at least $2 plus a proportionate share of the roughly $11 million settlement fund. And like I said, there's a few other things. If you guys want to go ahead and read everything, you can. Link will be in the description below. But man, let's talk about it. So honestly, first of all, I'm not surprised. This isn't Doordash's first rodeo when it comes to these settlements. They actually mentioned in this article that they had to pay out a settlement back in DC back in 2020. So this isn't nothing new with Doordash. This isn't anything new, nor will it be the last settlement. Okay, because keep in mind, this was back in 2017 to 2019. Who knows, by the time 2026, 2027 comes around, we're going to have a new suit and they're going to be like, oh, well, if you work between 2020 and 2024, you might be eligible for... It's going to be the same old dance. Now, secondly, I know that we've had plenty of conversations about tipping. And for myself personally, I've always thought that customers should tip for these services. But obviously, you know, some customers, they might be a little weary about tipping because they don't know if their money is actually going to the driver. Technically, the only time that you can be 100% sure that your money is actually going to the driver is if you provide a cash tip. But unfortunately for us drivers, you know, a lot of people have been screwed over because they were promised that they would get a cash tip. But of course, you know, in most cases that ends up not being true. You know, we look at that dollar amount on an offer that we get for an order, and based off of that, we'll go ahead and make our decision on whether or not we want to take it. So it puts us in a very strange position. Because on one hand, you know, you want to make sure you're getting paid enough for that order. Whatever dollar amount you see up front, you make that decision based off of that, right? To find out that you're potentially getting screwed over by the company, the customer might have left you a $10 tip, but technically only $6 or $7 of that actually made it to you, while Doordash is keeping that extra $3. And that may not seem like as big of a deal, but keep in mind, a lot of people do use these platforms. You can easily do the math. So let's just say you have 1 million customers, and each of those customers, let's just say they left a $5 tip, and they decided to go and skim off $2 from every single order, skim it off and give it back to themselves. They just made an extra $2 million just like that. And that's just on the customer side. Keep in mind that drivers, we're getting screwed over not only because that money is not going to us, but because the overall base pay is constantly going down. Take that same scenario. If all orders base pay was $5 and they decided to take off $1, so they're paying out $4 now. They're keeping that extra $1 million. You take away another $1 and another $1, and now we get down to $2 base pay, and in some cases even less, because I've heard that with some stacked orders are technically only paying like $1 per order. So if you're picking up for 2 customers and base pay might only be like $2 and some change, and you may or may not get a tip on top of that. You know, they're taking all of this money up off the top, and you're left with pennies on the dollar, and they're walking away with who knows how many millions of dollars. So keep in mind, let's go back to the article. This is in Illinois. I live in Illinois, okay? And Illinois is probably one of the most corrupt states in the country. Our taxes are, you know, that's a topic for another day, okay? But $11 million, this is just for the state of Illinois. Doordash has had other settlements, and other companies have had other settlements. But keep in mind, $11 million, that's not a lot for this company. It's not. This is literally like a slap on the wrist to them. This is a $1 billion company. This is absolutely nothing to them. Also, keep in mind, they did not admit any wrongdoing. They are denying everything, essentially. They're saying, look, we're just going to go ahead and pay this settlement just so y'all can go ahead and shut up about it. It's pretty much just hush money, okay? Yeah, we'll go ahead and pay out this money and blah, 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 blah. They're still not admitting that they did anything wrong. And they're going to continue to do what they're doing. Maybe they won't use this exact method that they were found to be doing in this particular settlement, but I'm pretty sure they're going to find some other loophole so they can continue to get their monies. And, you know, it's just really a shame how greedy these companies have gotten over the years. I'm pretty sure at some point during the early days of DoorDash, Grubhub, Uber Eats, all these other companies, right? I'm pretty sure that in the early days, it was a thing of, okay, you know, we want to come up with a plan. We want to make things more convenient for the busy person, right? People have so much going on in their lives, and sometimes they may not have time to stop and get their food, you know, get lunch, get dinner, or do their grocery shopping, or whatever it may be. You know, convenience is great. It really is. It really is great, because I will admit, yes, I do use some of these services. Sometimes if I'm sick or I just don't feel like getting out of the house and getting my food, I will order every now and then. Same with groceries. If I just do not feel like dealing with going out, maybe I just want to take the day to relax, or maybe I'm busy with something, you know, I'm caught up in meetings, whatever it may be, and I don't have time to do stuff, I can order stuff for delivery. That's the whole point of it, is for convenience. It feels like somewhere along the line, they forgot about their original vision, and it started to become more so about profits. Always trying to stay in the green. More money, more profits, more, just more. So they started sacrificing pretty much their whole original model of what these companies are supposed to actually stand for. And they decided to trade that in for more money. So we'll charge the customers some more service fees, charge them more of a delivery fee, because we see on the driver's side, that extra fee that customer has to pay, you're not seeing that go into the driver's pocket. If anything, what is going into the driver's pocket is a lot less. So high fees over here, but less pay. So what does this mean as a driver? What does this mean as a customer? As I've always preached on this channel, make sure that you're doing what you can to make sure you're profitable. Stop making money for these companies, because for every order where you're making less than $1 per mile, I'm pretty sure they're making probably 10 times more than what you actually made on that order. Don't be a slave to these apps. Don't fall for all these incentives and what is it, Top Dasher or the tier program. I don't keep up with all the stuff on DoorDash, because you guys know I don't really divulge in a lot of food delivery apps. Sure, I've probably done an order here and there, but it's really not even worth putting in the time or the effort for literally dollars. You're making probably less than minimum wage on some of these orders when everything's all said and done. You can go ahead and mix it up and do a handful of different apps here and there. That's cool. But I personally feel like if you're just only doing food delivery, man, like, I just feel like it's a waste of time. It is a waste of energy, and you're honestly probably just wasting your money because you're wearing your vehicle down, and who knows how much you're gonna have to go ahead and spend at the end of the day, at the end of the year. After everything's all said and done, how much money did you put back into your tank? How much money did it cost you to go ahead and buy new tires or repair anything that might have come up? It may seem like a decent trade-off at the time, but when everything's all said and done, was it really worth it? And did you really profit, or did you make profit for them? What really happened? So you got to be smarter. Like I said, don't be a slave to these apps. I get sometimes you might feel like you have no choice and you have to go ahead and take some of these orders, but please, there's definitely another way. Trust me. And as a customer, well, all I can say is just be aware of where you're spending your money. There's nothing wrong with convenience. Like I said, every now and then I do use these platforms. Sometimes I get so busy, or like I said, in the case where maybe I'm sick, you know, I can't go out and get what I need. I would prefer to, but you know, that's the point of these apps. And there's nothing wrong with utilizing them. Just be smart about it. You know, they be trying to go ahead and screw you over too with some incentives. Matter of fact, the other day, I wanted to go ahead and place an order because I went to the store earlier, but there were like 2 or 3 things that I forgot to get. And I was like, you know what, maybe I can just go ahead and see if I can get it delivered. I'll probably add a couple items so I can get free delivery, okay? Because I have Instacart Plus. And they had an incentive. It was like if you spend $100, you know, you'll get $15 off. So I'm doing the math. Technically for myself, I only needed like, it was probably only like $20, maybe $30 worth of stuff that I needed. So that didn't make sense to me, okay? I'm not gonna spend $100 just to save 15. But I'm pretty sure there are people that will look at that and be like, oh my God, I can save some money. Add to cart, add to cart, add to cart, add to cart. And it's like, you go ahead and look at the incentive, it doesn't really make sense. It makes sense if you're gonna spend $100 already, sure, go ahead and get $15 off. But I know some people will go ahead and be like, oh my God, look, I can go ahead and save some money, right? Matter of fact, they got a coupon right here because it is Thanksgiving week, right? So they have a coupon, it's $10 off Thanksgiving pies and toppings. And this is for a couple of stores actually. Or here's another one, you get $15 off of Dollar Tree, $15 or $10 off on Mariano's. It's just different things. And I'm pretty sure this is like Thanksgiving promos and stuff. But, you know, people see this and they're like, oh, I got to go ahead and spend some money so I can save some money. You don't have to do that. Be smart with your spending, okay? But at the end of the day, you know, it is unfortunate that, you know, these practices still continue. You know, like I said, this particular settlement, 2017, 2019, technically it's not new per se. The settlement is new, but when these actions actually took place, this was some years ago. So pretty sure we're gonna have another settlement later on down the line for this current time now. So we just gotta wait on it, okay? So if you live in Illinois, you know, I definitely say take full advantage of this. Go ahead and get your coins. For myself, I technically didn't start working on Doordash until 2020. So I unfortunately would not be eligible for this. But if you did work on Doordash between 2017 and 2019, go ahead and do the claim information, all that stuff you got to do, submit the claim, and go ahead and get your monies. I don't know how much people are going to get, if it's going to be based off of how many orders they did or whatever, but go ahead and get your coins. Go ahead and get what you deserve. And I know it's technically not the same amount of money that you've lost over the years, but you know, it's something. It's something. So I just wanted to go ahead and cover that and just kind of get your thoughts on this because, like I said, this ain't over. This is nothing new. It's still happening. I know a lot of people argue with a lot of these apps as far as whether or not they're keeping tips for themselves or not. The only way you can really know for sure, 100% sure, is if you leave a tip in the app and when you're getting your food, confirm with the driver how much of that order, like how much they're actually getting paid, and compare what their tip amount is showing versus what you tip them. That's literally the only way that you can know for sure. It's unfortunate that these companies have the ability to, you know, manipulate things on the back end. So in this case, hey, that amount hit a certain threshold, so boom, we're gonna go ahead and pay this out to the driver and the rest goes over here. It's simple programming. It's literally like an if-else statement. So I don't know. It's crazy how they just manipulate that stuff on the back end. So But that's pretty much all I got. I just wanted to go ahead and cover this, get you guys up to speed in case you weren't aware of the settlement. So for those who are in Illinois and did work during that time frame, you can go ahead and get your monies off of that. So yeah, that's pretty much it though. So I would love to know what you guys thought about this article. And matter of fact, let's go ahead and do kind of like a little poll, okay? When do you think the next big settlement is going to be? What year do you think we're going to get the next settlement? Do you think we're going to get another one next year? Maybe 2026, 2027? Let me know when you guys think we're going to get another settlement from these apps. Personally, I feel like we might get something in 2025. I think we might get some in 2025. I don't know. We'll see. Because this, like I said, this ain't the last one. So let me know in the comments. But before I go, I have to remind you guys to leave a like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you do not miss a video. But I'm going to go ahead and get up out of here, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm going to catch you guys on the next one. And as always, stay safe out there and keep grinding.